The internet, a place where you and I can connect, a place where memes are created, where jobs are created, people's livelihoods change because of this place that we call home. But it wasn't always this way. In fact, there was a time when the internet was just a concept, when it was just a bunch of binary code. It evolved into flash games, it evolved into websites, and now it evolved into YouTube, where you're currently watching me. And it just so happens that Neal Aggarwal, my favorite person of all time, I've played many of his interactive games before, like the password game, absurd trolley problems, drawing a perfect circle. He's come out with a brand new interactive game that goes through the history of the internet, and I heard it's a lot of fun. Everybody's messaging me,
Sam, play the new Neal game because you play every single one.
Don't worry, I saw it, and that's what we will be doing today. So let's do this. All right, so as mentioned, this is Neal, my guy. He's had all these different games in the past. I think I've played every single one of them. Maybe I'll start recycling them. Now, Internet Artifacts is the brand new one, and I'm really excited to take a good look through this. Internet Artifacts, you may touch the artifacts. All right, let's do it. Okay, so 1977, the map of ARPANET. So this was the first iteration of the potential internet into 1982, and we have the first spam email ever. He sent the email to 320 recipients, advertising a product presentation of a system. So there was a very overwhelmingly negative reaction. One user claimed it broke his computer. Imagine having the power to break somebody's computer with an email. Wow, this guy claims that he sold $13 to $14 million worth of mainframe computers through this spam campaign. Next artifact, 1983, the first smiley face ever used. So there it is right there by Scott Fallman. I propose that the following character sequence for joke markers. Read it sideways. Actually, it is probably more economical to mark things that are not jokes, given current trends. For this, use sad face. All right, next up, we are again 1983, and is the Hacker's Dictionary, a collection of hacker terminology. It became an essential reference for computer scientists and helped shape early culture. So there's a lot of things. Let's see how many of these words we actually know. ARG used to be argument. Okay. Auto-magically. People were like, okay, way too impressed with the internet, I think, back then. Some other words we have BLT, which is not bacon, lettuce, tomato. It looks like some nerdy shuffling operation of the PDP. Okay, fried and not working due to a hardware failure, burnt out. So if you say, oh, like my internet's fried, that's where it comes from. All right, moving on to 1985, and we have a Usenet news group. This was the first news group where you could post articles, and then you could, I guess, read into these articles. I don't know if that's how that works, but yeah, here we go. This was like the Wikipedia back then. If you needed to find a couple links, or if you wanted more information on something, you would just go to this news group, which is like a message board, I suppose, and you just click into whatever you want to see. Very cool, 1985. Moving on to 1987, and we have the first ever MP3. So if you guys don't know what that is, because I'm sure a lot of the people watching this are under the age of 60, an MP3 was like an MP4, so basically it's like an audio file in which you could listen to something. So this was the first audio file, I'm guessing, on computers. I'm probably gonna get copyright claimed if I play the whole thing, so let's maybe play like a small amount of it.
I'm sitting in the morning at the diner on the corner.
That song is so good. All right, 1988, and we have Morris Worm, a computer worm released onto the internet, created by Robert Tappan Morris, a 23-year-old, younger than me, Cornell University graduate student. So this was supposed to measure the internet's size, but within 24 hours, close to 10% of the 88,000 computers in the world were disabled. So this was the first worm, or bug, as we kind of know it nowadays, or malware that effectively like ruined 10% of computers, which means there was less than 1 million computers in 1988, which is kind of wild because I think by then there was maybe like 2 billion people. Now we have the Internet Relay Chat. So this is the first ever chat room, and it is called Internet Relay Chat, or IRC, and it's a text-based communication protocol that lets users chat in real-time conversations known as channel. My Doom 2 config is better, always has the biosuit, la la la, blah, your Doom sucks, mine is godly, no one could beat me. Okay, so people were literally just talking about video games, I suppose, in 1988. This is like your modern day Reddit. Into 1989, and we have the first ever LOL. All right, so the acronym LOL made its first documented appearance on the internet in a FidoNet newsletter. So let's take a look, let's try to find it. For some reason, the icons in a past Fido newsletter were not the icons I have seen in the past several years. Triple exclamation points, crazy. All right, and then let's see. All right, so here is a lot of, I guess this Fido newsletter came up with everything. Look, they came up with the modern smiley face. They came up with LOL on On the Way. I mean, it's OMW, On My Way, but it's pretty good. Laughing My Tush Off. So LMAO actually eliminated from LMTO because A used to be called T, tush. All right, next up in 1991, and we have AOL Dial-Up. So this is the largest dial-up service provider in 1991. Became many people's first introduction to the internet. So basically dial-up leveraged your telephone connection through the modem, as they say. And so it was a way to kind of get internet without being like directly via coax or ethernet. And it was really slow. And AOL had this really like iconic startup sound. This is like my first introduction to the internet was through dial-up, but let me show you what it's about. Come in here, logging in to your profile. You want to go online.
You've got mail.
All right, and we're on. And just like that, you'd be in. I think we take for granted what we have today because that's how people used to do it. All right, we also have the first website ever. Tim Berners-Lee in March 1989 wrote the initial proposal for the World Wide Web, envisioning it as a universal linked information system. So basically anybody could access a certain domain if they were to type in a web address. And so the first official website called World Wide Web showed us the following. The World Wide Web, which has now become the prefix to everything we type in, www dot, and I think the reason being is because that's kind of like an ode to this man, Tim Berners-Lee, is a wide area hypermedia information retrieval initiative aiming to give universal access to a large universe of documents. So here we go. I don't know. Oh, you could even click the people responsible for www. Wow, there's a lot of like embedded links. Technical. So look at this. You could just click into things. This is becoming so streamlined. It's crazy because back in 1991, this is still how we navigate through websites. We type in www dot, and then there's all these hyperlinks as well, which you click through into stuff. The next artifact in 1992, the first web photo. One of the first photos uploaded to the World Wide Web was of Les Horribles Cornettes, I believe that's French, an all-female band founded by employees at CERN, the band whose name pays homage to the world's largest particle accelerator. Why would you name your band? Okay, I don't know. Maybe they're like physics nerds. 1993, we have the first webcam. Whoa, look at that. So about 30 years ago, that's what I would have looked like on screen. So picture me right now in this 4K, I don't know if I upload in 4K, but in this 1080p beauty of a screen. And now imagine 3, 2, 1, psh, reduce my quality to this. I'm staggering, I'm moving slowly, I'm moving at like 12 FPS. Imagine that. Would you still watch me? You probably wouldn't. So it was set up in the Trojan room of the computer laboratory at the University of Cambridge. Its lens focused on a coffee pot. So what you're seeing is not a murder scene. It's actually just a coffee pot. So they wanted to check the coffee pot status without leaving their desks. It's always so funny, like the first iterations of technology and why people implemented certain technologies is like, oh, YouTube was created as a dating site because everybody involved was like unable to talk to girls. And so they're creating technology to fulfill very basic needs. Same with the first webcam. They're like, look, like we want to watch our coffee. Massive problem. So let's create a revolutionary technology to do it. And my hat's off to them. Well, my brim was backwards. It's kind of embarrassing. All right, so next up we have Severe Tire Damage, which no way that's the name of the band. So on June 24th, 1993, Severe Tire Damage became the first band to live stream a concert on the internet. What you're watching is the first official video on the internet, the first live stream ever. And they actually began subsequently live streaming every Wednesday night. And then viewers of the weekly streams could change the camera angle, adjust the audio mix, and even control a fog machine in the band's basement. These guys were geniuses 30 years ago. Imagine they were on Twitch or like Kick right now. They'd be killing it. These guys have like 200,000 concurrent viewers. On to 1994, and we have a bunch of boomers saying, what is the internet anyways? In 1994, in the Today Show, anchors Katie Couric, Brian Gumble, and Elizabeth Vargas pondered the nature of the internet, debating the meaning of the @ symbol and asking, what is the internet anyways? So let's take a look at this.
As I was doing that little tease.
Oh, that's
that little
right.
mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard it.
Around
I'd never heard it
about.
said. I'd always seen the mark.
Now, of course, we know it as the @ symbol. We have it attached to our YouTube handles, our Twitter/X handles, everything you have your @ because that is where to find you. And these people had no idea what they were even looking at. So at the time, only 20 million people were using the internet. Now I think it's pretty much everybody. It's like 5 to 6 billion people of 8 billion, right?
Well, Allison should know.
What
do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that
Massive computer
right,
network.
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
That's so crazy watching the Oh my gosh. It's just like, I wonder what our version of that, like what are we so naive on? Like where is our current knowledge that low on something? Is it like AI? Like what is it exactly that we're gonna look back 30 years from now and be like, wow, we were so dumb, because how did we not realize that this was gonna be a massive thing? All right, now we have PizzaNet, launched by Pizza Hut in 1994. It was the first online pizza delivery website. It was only available to those in the Santa Cruz area. It was responsible for the first online web purchase ever, a large pepperoni and mushroom pizza with extra cheese. Wow, so here we have this. So Pizza Hut, the first order ever online was a pizza by Pizza Hut. PizzaNet grew slowly. After customers ordered food, the nearest Pizza Hut would confirm each one by phone. All right, so I just typed in my name, my address, and then my phone number. Oh, it's no longer available, so that's kind of sad. Moving on, and we have Yahoo. I don't know why I said it like that. So Yahoo was one of the first web browsers in which you could effectively go in and you could type in like hello, click enter, and it would yield search results. I mean, now it's defunct. You have to use the current version, but you could see a lot of different things like, oh, give me news and entertainment. And it's just like, oh, the Goons founder, Michael Bentine, dies at 74. Let's see like sports news, anything of interest. Okay, well, I can't find sports, but let's see like science. What was some breakthroughs that were happening? Let's go to engineering, aerospace engineering. Okay, just a bunch of nerdy things, which is cool. So this was the first compilation of basically links and browsing capabilities, and it was great. Next up is the White House page. So in 1994, the Clinton administration launched the first ever White House homepage, and it looks basically the same as it does today. All right, so let's click around in here. The first family. There is Billiam Clinton and Hilliam Clinton. And then, oh, what's new? Let's see. What's new? Well, goodbye, friend. Looks like somebody died. Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Rest in peace to him. And then we could look at, let's take a tour. There's virtual tours of the White House. Wait a second. Oh, I guess this was considered a virtual tour. A living museum, they call it. Wow, riveting. This is probably the lowest, I mean, this is potato quality, but show me the Oval Office. There it is. They got to update that. Like, why is that not like high tech? I mean, I guess because it could be hacked, but the Oval Office looks like it was created in 1953. It's not really that charming. GeoCities, so Jennifer Love Hewitt, okay. GeoCities was a website hosting service with a unique twist. Instead of just hosting websites, the site consisted of virtual neighborhoods that let users decide where to set up their page. There was the Hollywood neighborhood for fan and celeb sites, and Area 51 for science fiction and fantasy. All right, so let's have a look into this. Let's go to Robbie's place. Okay, I'm newly married to the most wonderful man in the world, have a great son, and live in NorCal. I don't know why all of a sudden we're in her. Let's go to Sailor Moon. Hey, oh, look, a Sailor Moon tribute page. So you basically could like hop around, and this is like the first true Wikipedia. It created an easy way to discover new content and people, and gave many people their first virtual home on the internet. Okay, so it's more like Reddit. This was like the first place where you could be a stan. So if you're watching this and you're like a Swiftie, or like, what's like the sports version of that? If you're like a Ronaldo, like slurper, or like LeBron head, you could like go on a forum and be like, oh, I love Wienerville, and you guys just write about it, and yeah, you have a bunch of people. Drop me a line, I'd love to hear from you, and you could just talk to people who also love wieners. All right, moving on, and we have the first Fogcam, so created by two students at San Fran State University, celebrated the longest running webcam. All right, so this webcam has been live since 1994. I don't know how this is even possible, but this has been streaming for 29 years straight, and you can go to it right now, I'm sure. Just type in fogcam.org, and you could see basically an ongoing live stream of this one area in San Francisco. All right, on to 1995, and we have our first ever Amazon order. So John Wainwright ordered the first item. It was Douglas Hofstadter's book, Fluid Concepts and Creative Analogies. A friend of his, the first Amazon employee, had invited him to a beta launch of Amazon.com. He thought the items would be free and was surprised when they took his credit card and charged it. Well, what do you expect? It's Amazon, and they show you the listing pricing right there. So that is the first Amazon order ever. So the first item ordered on the internet was a large cheese and mushroom pizza from Pizza Hut, and the first Amazon item was Fluid Concepts and Creative Analogies by that guy. All right, eBay. Here is eBay. This is what eBay looked like at its launch. It was created by Pierre Omidyar, and this was a bidding e-commerce platform. The very first item sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer, which sold for $14.83, which is actually a lot of money back then, probably like $50 now. It was soon generating 10K a month, but it also had an increase in web hosting fees, yada yada. All right, let's take a look at some of the listings that they had back then, see if we'd buy anything. Maybe like a Bugs Bunny waffle baker. I feel like I could buy that. Snoopy wind up, sounds like a fun toy. We also had a Snoopy Peanuts 3-piece China set. There's no bids, it's just set at $50. That person knows their value. I would absolutely buy that. And just a lot of like glassware. There's some cameras. I mean, that's Newport novelty camera for $3. I mean, even if it's the worst camera ever, that's kind of a steal. All right, moving on to 1996, and we have Space Jam. This website was used to promote the 1996 movie Space Jam, included games, coloring books, all the above. So the team that created this didn't know HTML, which is the program necessary to make these types of games, and so they actually bought a book, Teach Yourself Web Publishing with HTML in 14 days to get started. That's pretty cool. All right, let's check out some games. Planet B-Ball. Play B-Ball against the Monstars. Oh, I need a Shockwave plugin, which I doubt I'm able to do. You've made it. Jam Central Station. Okay. There's a lot going on here, but I'm unable to play because unfortunately they got rid of Java, they got rid of Shockwave. The internet's kind of lame now. You can only play these like intense games through Steam. But just know there was a time when you could navigate through spacejam.com and play all these games. Moving on, we have the Dancing Baby. So this was one of the biggest early internet memes, and it could animate two-legged creatures, 3D Studio Max, which was a revolutionary plugin demo, and people called it too disturbing. I mean, it is definitely pretty concerning. I don't think it's crazy, but I've seen a lot of crazy things having been on the internet for over 15 years now. All right, this is McDonald's.com, the first McDonald's homepage. It had a McTrivia quiz as well, and an interactive world tour. Oh, geez. It's a lot. Around the globe. Take a world tour with just a click of your mouse. Let's go to the Americas. All right, the website doesn't work anymore. I want to take that trivia. Fun stuff. Trivia quiz. Okay, can I take it? All right, what year was the first drive-thru opened? I think this was 1969. Don't know if I'm right. How many years did it take to sell the first 100 million hamburgers? 3. There were 7 items on the original McDonald's menu. Name the one that was not. I don't think they had a Big Mac immediately. I think they had fries, burger, shake. That's a staple. And then eventually they're like, oh, we need to own something ourselves. Big Mac. And then the first McDonald's jingle proclaimed, you're the one. It makes my mouth feel happy. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but it could be that. All right, I think I met my demise. I'm unable to go forward. I think I crashed the website, so let's keep going. All right, the first Apple homepage. So Apple acquired the company Next a year later for $429 million, bringing back Steve Jobs. Kind of like when things started to launch. Yeah, I mean, pretty standard. Obviously kind of boring because it's like a computer homepage. Not the coolest thing, but it's definitely, it shows you what things look like back then. Imagine buying an iPhone, products. How do I even buy here? Product list. Okay, I can't do anything. Beanie Babies were an early internet sensation. Created by Ty Warner in 1993, the plush items were priced between $5 and $7. Am I able to buy them on here? Of course I'm not. Instead, it's just me. Oh, it's cool. Look, they have like some cool GIFs. I don't know if they were called GIFs back then. All right, this was the first emoji set in 1997. Japanese companies developed it for the J phone, which is now SoftBank Mobile. The phone sold terribly, and the emojis, though, continued to last. So grinning, smiling. There's even the poo emoji back then was still a thing. People, for whatever reason, for all of history, they wanted to, for whatever reason, tell people that they had to poo. Snowman, golf, feels a bit redundant to be including like all of these times. That's like a waste of your inventory, but there you have it. First emojis ever. Year 2000 bug. So early computer programs only store the last 2 digits of the year. So that's right. So the binary code within internets only accounted for 1999, and then it stopped because it couldn't process a new millennium. And that's why around Y2K, the turn of the century, people were like, whoa, is everything gonna blow up? Is the internet gonna like completely die? And so there was a massive bug that it looks like the Federal Reserve pumped an extra $50 billion into circulation in order to account for this, which is wild. All right, so now we have Ask Jeeves, which was the first ever Google. It was the first search engine in which you could look things up. So if I wanted to look up like, what's my name? And imagine I could type, because I can't type. And you click ask. Well, it doesn't show me anything, but just imagine you could. This was the first thing that they ever offered. Jeeves. Jeeves equals Google. The Hampster Dance. A 37-year-old student and martial arts instructor created this as a competition to see who could garner the most views. And this had 17 million people. Oh my gosh. And they actually released an official hamster song 2 years later, and it reached #1 on the Canadian charts. What are you guys listening to? All right, so here's the website. Let me go ahead and play some of this beautiful music. Oh, this is the Hamster Dance? Just imagine you like get home from school. put on dial-up internet, and this is like your entertainment. Google has finally arrived. So in 1998, originally called backrub.com, Google began as a research project by Larry Page and Sergey Brin aimed at crawling the 10 million websites on the web at the same time. So in March 1996, they pointed their crawler at a Stanford webpage and let it crawl the internet outward from there. All right, so their main breakthrough was the PageRank algorithm, which measured the quantity and quality of the links to and from a site. Oh, looks like a Google logos back then. Wow, look at these. Okay, that's a little weird. So this was Google's first logo called Backrub. Imagine the site you're on is called like uback.com or like backrubtube.com. That seems a little bit edgy. Now we have Napster. So it was a revolutionary peer-to-peer service that allowed users to share MP3s. So people would basically illegally download music before there was like Apple Music, Spotify. They'd use websites like Napster in order to capture the newest and greatest songs, and they would download them to their computers. Download selected. Oh, it actually lets me download. It's October 28th, 2023. I'm on a website that has nothing to do with YouTube. I am midway through the website. I click on a Metallica link and I get rickrolled. I don't know if I can continue this video. All right, next up we have Netflix homepage, which looks very bad. But the thing is, Netflix used to sell DVDs before they were streaming. So they thought the idea of letting people rent VHS tapes online was a pretty expensive idea. So instead, they switched to formats called DVDs. They did that, yada yada. They mailed you basically your DVDs. So it's like Blockbuster, but you stay home. How about we mail it to you? And all of a sudden, bam. Netflix is now one of the biggest streamers in the world. We have Zombo.com. Wait, Zombo I've been on before. I think it was part of the websites you should never visit video I did. I didn't realize this. So 1999 this was invented. So this is like a historical website.
Welcome to Zombo.com.
So The Guardian labeled it the least useful website on the internet, which, I mean, I have to agree with that. 2000s, we've made it to the 2000s, and we have Ishkur's Guide to Electronic Music, interactive flash-based guide to electronic music. So, oh, house music, you want to know more about it? Here's Ishkur's Guide to Electronic Music. Wait, this is kind of cool. So it was like truly a guide. So it's like, oh, I want to know more about electro music. House music. What is acid music? Oh, what's epic music? What's booty music? Now I want French music. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna be bookmarking this website for later. This is fun. Ishkur, this is revolutionary. Homestar Runner, an iconic flash animated, let me guess, I can't play. Wait, I could play? Wow, I'm just clicking through it. How have I not randomly gotten one right? Okay, I got one right. All right, so this is like the first addictinggames.com type website. Now we have Wikipedia, created by Jimmy Wells. He emails me like every single day. I don't know if you guys are signed up on Wikipedia, but he's like, hey, please donate. I'm like, all right, fine. Here it is, and you could search up anything on Wikipedia. Hello. I don't love that I can't search, but I guess it is what it is. 2002, and we have the Helicopter game, which was an early addicting flash game. So it was originally created for a TV series that was supposed to just be in the background as a website, and it ended up being one of the most popular flash games of all time. I've played this once before. I'm going to play this 3 times. If anybody watching this can beat my high score, let me know, because so far, very few people have beaten any of the challenges that I've put out in my videos. Here we go. The key to a good helicopter run is you have to establish your straight line. You see that? All right. Anyways, 192. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But now all of a sudden we got the juices flowing. I'm aiming for 1,000. I feel it. I think I'm gonna get 1,000. I think halfway there, right? Yeah, 500 now. It's just, so this was like before Flappy Bird. Ugh! 684 though. If I don't beat 684, I'd be happy with my run. I'd be happy hanging up the cleats at 684. I think that's a number that very few people will beat, but of course I'm still aiming for 1,000. I think I have it in me. I got one more in me. So 684 is the number to beat. Let me know if you could beat me. Now we have Friendster. So Friendster is like MySpace. So it was the first version of social media. Don't know why I'm doing this. And it was basically like 6 Degrees, which was also another social network. So I don't know. It's really like, look at these guys. What are these pictures? Like, look at that exposure on the face. Like, why are you so light? And look at this guy. It's just like a menacing Jeff Bezos type villain. All right, now we have the Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg launched the Facebook, and it was based on real-world connections, requiring users to have their Harvard email to sign up. So obviously we're unable to register now, but this is what the interface looked like. A Mark Zuckerberg production. All right, moving on, we have Club Penguin. Let's go, which it's not gonna let, oh, look at that. So this website's so cool. I could basically navigate into each area. So in 2004, it was created as a safe, fun space for kids to play and hang out online. So, I mean, this was just like RuneScape before RuneScape. Just people connecting online, just talking trash to each other. 2.6 million users in the US and Canada. Did they have this in Europe? So if you're watching this from not the US or Canada, did you ever play Club Penguin? You wouldn't steal a car was an anti-piracy public service announcement. Let me guess. They're gonna say, you wouldn't steal a car, so why would you even think about stealing our movies? And the irony of this is that the ad's music that they're using was used without the creator's permission. So, I mean, that is the internet. Similarly to how I'm reviewing this website, and Neal has not given me expressed permission. So please don't sue me, Neal. I'm sorry. All right, now we have the $1 million homepage. What is this? So he sold a pixel on each page for $1 or $100 for a 10 by 10 pixel block. Wait, so basically this is a genius idea. 1 million pixels, $1 per pixel. He was the first person to effectively sell ad spots on a browser. He did this in 2005. What a genius. Alex too. Oh my gosh, new respect for the Brits. This guy's just like elevated everything. So people who paid a lot, free visitors did, rent pixel ads, women, how does free grab you? Okay. Wow, what a genius idea. Me at the Zoo, we've watched this video before, but this is the first official YouTube video created by the founder, Jawed Karim, in which he's at the San Diego Zoo. Shout out to Jawed, because without him, me and you would not be interacting right now. So thank you, Jawed, for giving me a career. The Reddit homepage in 2005 then launched. Why do men have nipples? Very important questions being asked. I actually don't know the answer to that. Doesn't let me click through. I could upvote, downvote. This was it. So these were, I think, the top articles at the time. All right, we have the first tweet ever. Co-founder Jack Dorsey sent out the first ever tweet saying, just setting up my Twitter. So this is the first of the first on Twitter. It was designed to be an SMS platform for friends to share status update, called Twitter with no vowels, since it was cool at the time to remove vowels from a company's name, just like it's cool to do lowercase things now. The world was dominated by flip phones. Twitter took time to gain traction, and then when iPhones became a thing, everybody had on their phones Twitter. I remember I did. It was like the coolest place back then. You would like make plans on it. It's so different than what it is now. Moving forward, we have Line Rider. So this is one of the first popular Flash games that kind of came out. Oh, can I play it? Oh my gosh, no way I could play it. Wait, I love Line Rider. I mean, that's it. But some people would make the craziest things. That's the starting point. So watch, I could be like, how about we go here, go into a little ramp, and then watch, like I could do like, and go through there. And then you go, bam. So watch, this is gonna work. You know it's gonna work, right? All right, that's fine. A little bit more of an off ramp. There we go. Come on, baby, get enough momentum. Okay, hey, it was something. All right, and then moving on to 2007, which I believe is the final year in this video, and it is a great way to end it, in fact, because the Impossible Quiz, which was one of the most sensational games ever created on the internet, I happen to be a speedrunner at it. I think my best time ever is like 6 minutes, so you know it's coming. Go, okay. Oh. I kind of already forget certain things. It's been like 4 months since I played. Okay, now we wait a little bit, let them go by. Woo. Again, like I forget a couple of ones, so I don't expect to be like super OP. You know what? I just have to be confident. It's all muscle memory at this point. I can't overthink. When I overthink, that's when the bad things happen. I'd play the music, by the way, but it's copyright, so it's very different. But Pi might not know about 20, the game console for home. Wait, what just happened? All right, the game crashed, which I think, can I skip? Okay, I don't love that I had to skip there. Red, blue, yellow. Earn 1, shepherd's pie, click away. I don't love that I had to skip right there. Spoiler alert, but you need all of your skips in order to beat the final level. Yes is the answer here. Good, this. So I feel like 28 largest, bam, big hairy arsonist. Now you have to basically rub this cat, and then after you do LOL 69, and then using its is number 70. So LOL 69 comes next, just to show you guys that I do in fact do this legitimately. LOL 69 using this, and then we have to hit the green, then you have to hit the light bulb here. And this is where I don't know, I forget now, see? My muscle memory Oh, I got it. Okay. No one knows that. Be prepared. I believe it's right here. Oh, no. Okay. So I think certain things are disabled here for who filthy Romanians go up and down. Bam, clip these toenails. Beautiful. Yeah, some of these questions, like when it enters these screens, it doesn't let you finish. And so you have to use some of your skips. So we're unfortunately unable to beat this. Blindness, nonce, tear the paper here. Oh, let's see if I remember this number. 194, 27, 26. 194, 27, 26. 14, 9, 3, 2.5, 1.4. This guy's going to do his singing. Move this bomb, click go, be prepared. But it's just a dunce. So we're just going to wait here and do nothing. Okay. All right, so that has been detonated. That's a dud. Now we're going to, you have to hang out in this construction area, and then the cat goes away because it sees a fly run by. Click. A right mess, 10 plus, blue, red, blue, yellow. Now you have to wait until 1 second to click next question. Okay, I guess it just bugged. How many holes in 2 polos? 2. Congratulations, but it's not over yet. It's time for the Epic 10. All right, here we go. Remember, I can't beat this, unfortunately, because I don't have all my skips, but Chihua-hua. Chihuahua. 102, touch the dots before they disappear. Yes, ma'am. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. I didn't even do anything. Okay, this game officially bugged out on me. All right, well, I'm done with the internet. Well, thank you, Neal Agarwal, for everything you just provided. I think I'm gonna buy you a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you wanna see more content, make sure to click here or click here. Some other Neal Agarwal examples. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.